All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to tackle something that I know drives a lot of people crazy with AI. How do you get it to stop sounding so, well, robotic? We're going to turn that stiff, clunky text into something that actually sounds like a human being. And to do that, we'll use the perfect example, writing a podcast script. I mean, you've totally been there, right? You ask an AI for something creative, you've got this great idea in your head, and what you get back is just, ugh. It's got all the right words, sure, but there's just no soul to it. It's such a common problem, but here's the good news. It is absolutely fixable.
I mean, just listen to this. Welcome to the podcast. Today we're talking about artificial intelligence. It uses computers. Wow, it's so dry, right? It's technically correct, I guess, but it's so lifeless, so boring. You could never ever use this for a real podcast. And this is exactly the kind of thing that makes people throw up their hands and say, see, AI just can't do creative work. But that's not the whole story, not even close.
And look, this isn't just some niche complaint. A staggering 73% of podcasters say that script writing is a major struggle. It's one of the hardest, most time-consuming parts of the job. So you can imagine, when the big AI solution spits out something like what we just heard, yeah, that frustration is very, very real.
But here's the twist, and this is really important. That robotic script, it's not actually the AI's fault. Not really. It's a perfect mirror, a direct reflection of the instruction it was given. You give it a vague prompt like write a podcast script about AI, and what do you expect? It's going to give you a vague, totally generic response.
Okay, so this brings us to what I think is the single most important idea to get your head around. See, AI models are trained on, well, basically the entire internet, a world of text. But they don't automatically know the difference between text that's meant to be read quietly on a screen and words that are meant to be spoken out loud. You have to tell it.
And you can see that difference so clearly here. On one side, you've got written content, right? It's often more formal, uses these long, complex sentences. It's designed for the eye. But spoken content, that's a completely different animal. It's conversational, it's full of contractions, it has a natural rhythm, it's for the ear. And that's why stuff that looks perfectly fine on a page can sound so awkward and stiff when you try to say it out loud.
And that right there, that's the whole game. The core challenge is making the AI write for spoken delivery. Everything hinges on that. Once you make that little mental shift, once you start thinking that way, trust me, you've already solved half the problem.
So what about the other half? How do we actually do it? Well, we have to completely change how we think about a prompt. We need to stop thinking of it as just a simple request and start thinking of it as a detailed blueprint. You know, you wouldn't go to an architect and just say, build me a house, right? No, you give them a complete plan. The dimensions, the materials, the style, everything.
And that's exactly what a great prompt is. It's this comprehensive guide. It's a blueprint that leaves absolutely nothing to chance. It tells the AI not just what to write, but who the audience is, what tone to use, and maybe most importantly, how to make it sound natural when it's spoken aloud.
Okay, so let's break down this blueprint. It's built on 4 essential pillars. Number 1, the audience. You have to ask who is actually listening to this. Are they total beginners or are they experts? That changes everything. Number 2, the personality. Who is the speaker? Are they supposed to be funny, serious, super enthusiastic? Give them a character. Third, the structure. Give the AI a roadmap, a clear beginning, middle, and end. You can even suggest timings. And finally, number 4, the delivery. This is where you get explicit. Tell it, use short sentences, use contractions, make it sound conversational.
All right, now for the really fun part. Let's see what actually happens when we put this blueprint method to the test. We're going to do a direct before and after comparison. The output from that first, vague request versus the output from our new, detailed blueprint. And believe me, the difference is, well, it's night and day.
So here's our before. The original culprit. A simple, 5-word request, write a podcast script about artificial intelligence. We all heard the robotic, unusable mess that this thing produced. It's the classic case of low effort in, low effort out. And now, the after. This is the result from our detailed blueprint prompt. Just listen to the difference. Hey there, and welcome back to Tech Made Simple. You know what? I was writing an email the other day. One of those emails where you're trying to sound professional but also friendly. See? It's instantly engaging. It starts with a relatable story, it has a clear personality, it uses natural, everyday language. It sounds like a real person talking, because we gave the AI the blueprint for a real person.
So why is this such a big deal? I mean, beyond just sounding better. Well, look at the time savings here. Writing a script from scratch manually can easily take 4 hours, maybe more. But using this blueprint method to get a really solid first draft from the AI and then just spending some time editing it, you can cut that down to about 45 minutes. That is a huge return on the tiny bit of extra time it takes to write a good prompt.
And here's the best part. This is not just a trick for podcasts. This whole blueprint method, defining the audience, the personality, the structure, the delivery, this is a universal skill. It's how you get high-quality, creative work from any AI for almost any task.
Just think about it for a second. You can use this exact same framework to draft a persuasive marketing email that actually sounds like your brand. You could use it to outline a killer presentation for your team or to draft a video script just like this one. You can even use it to write a compelling, heartfelt speech. It's a fundamental shift in how you should think about working with an AI, not just telling it what to do.
And here's a pro tip. Once you've mastered the blueprint, you can start choosing the right tool for the job, because not all AIs are created equal. For example, GPT-4 is fantastic at nailing that natural conversational flow we've been talking about. Claude, on the other hand, is an absolute powerhouse when you need a really logical, tight structure. And Gemini is my go-to when I need to pull in and synthesize a lot of research for a script. It's all about matching the tool to the blueprint.
So when you think about it, your AI isn't just a vending machine where you pop in a command and get out a generic product. It's much more powerful than that. It's a creative partner. And just like any good partner, it thrives on clear direction and context. The better the blueprint you give it, the more incredible the things you can build together. So the only question left is, what will your next blueprint look like?